essays I submitted over a year ago to the Johnson Intern Program. I came across this statement. My goal for this 10-month internship is to learn more about myself and how I can continue to serve others throughout my life. Wow, I had no idea the depth of what I had signed up for. Tonight, I've decided to tackle the JIP value of compassion. Compassion is seeing the light of God's being in every person, confessing my own humanity, embracing people different than me, and acknowledging the heart connection I have with all who share the human condition. Before entering JIP, I would have adamantly convinced you that I was leading a compassionate life. However, over the course of this year, I have delved deeper into the true meaning of compassion and realized that exploring this one value is going to be a lifelong journey. I'm thankful I've been given the opportunity to begin this adventure. There is one quote I would like to share with you that we first read at our opening retreat back in September. Dr. Rachel Riemann writes, "We do not serve the weak or the broken. What we serve is the wholeness in each other and the wholeness in life." The part in you that I serve is the same part that is strengthened in me when I serve. Unlike helping and fixing and rescuing, service is mutual. I knew that this year I would really be living this out at my placement, the Robert and Pearl Seymour Center, a wellness center for older adults in Orange County. My service at the Senior Center has certainly been mutual. Here, the gift of compassion was often disguised as the more apparent virtue of patience. My parents can tell you that this trait has not always been a strength of mine. However, one of the very first things I was forced to learn at the Seymour Center is that patience is not an option because you simply cannot rush an old person. One October evening, when Janice and I were having one of our late-night senior time deadline parties, we discussed the possibility of me teaching a ballet class. It surely didn't hit me until I found myself in front of a class of 8 older women in leotards and tights. Yes, I have danced my entire life, but no, I definitely don't have any teaching experience. What am I doing here, I asked myself. I have no qualifications. In the midst of our pliés and tendus, I try to convince my class every week that they are giving me more than I could possibly be teaching them. Every Wednesday, I have helped facilitate our Caregivers Day Out program, a respite group for seniors with varying degrees of advanced dementia. After exercise, lunch, and some crafts, we often do some sort of reminiscing activity. The amount of knowledge and life experiences these people have imparted on me is incredible. For example, one day we did a bucket list activity, in which we all compiled a list of things to do before we kicked the bucket. Besides a 94-year-old man declaring he was going to ride a motorcycle to California, the overarching theme of every participant's bucket list included reconciling broken relationships and spending time with the people who mean the most. It became apparent to me that we may all be in different stages of life, but this universal human craving for meaningful relationships prevails. If my work at the Senior Center has provided a space for me to slow down and recognize the similarities I have with all, then living at 211 North Elliott Road has helped me to see the value in embracing and forming community with those unlike myself. Sometimes I had to consciously remind myself that, despite all of our differences, yes, we are all God's children. Looking again at my JIP application essays, I'll share with you some of the excellent expectations I had of intentional community. This is what I wrote. As long as you respect those around you and their belongings, everyone should be happy. Within a successful spectrums of personality types, conflict resolution styles, and spiritual practices. It was easy for me to label each person in the house and set them in a box distant from mine. What I didn't expect with community was the added challenge of vulnerability and letting people in. I must say that if nothing else, now I do feel a bit less queasy at the words feelings and share time. In the future, I know I will look back at this year. I'll examine my new relationships, and I'll ask myself, am I living transparently with these people? The true voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new lands, but in having new eyes. These wise words have truly resonated with my experiences this year. Even though my vocational call has not changed, I've gained something much more valuable. I've caught a glimpse of the way I hope to live and care for others as a physician. Leading a compassionate life is about living from the heart instead of the headstrong way of life I'm used to. It's about embracing differences instead of otherizing people. Compassion is about striving for that heart connection and seeing the light of God's being in every person.